Honestly, I just felt like doing this video for Neptunia V. People who have seen my previous video knows I am very excited for the game, and quite a lot of stuff has actually infos came out the past month about it. Not sure if I will be doing a monthly Neptunia update. It really depends. Just really depends. So I'm just gonna read um things that have came out that we know, but quite a lot of the things is based off fan translation and such. Um, First most the story. Neptunia V is similar to game industry, but this time the player is obviously into another area. Um, the story is that game industry is going towards disaster, which is actually a reference to the backstory of game industry from Neptunia MK2, which they say that at one point game industry was nearly brought to its knees, and so on and so forth. So that's quite interesting and all that. And we know that the main villains are called the Seven Sages. I'm not sure if there's actually seven of them, but there is a lot of stuff about all the areas. I'm not going to go into detail about the story thing because there's a lot of stuff that have came out that's been translated. But yes, the costumes have been redesigned. As everyone had noticed, Tsunako, I don't know his last name, was one that person who redesigned the clothing to make it, have a good new look. And they have said that even though they look the same, all of the goddesses, besides all the goddesses don't recognize Neptune, and Blanc is actually the only first goddess. So this means that Noir and Vert get their CPU forms later on in the game, similar to how the main characters in MK2 get their Mark II CPU form later on in the game. So that's quite interesting. And then, of course, it goes through the usual stuff, the HCD form, blah, 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 blah. Before I go into all the talking stuff, I'm going to scroll down a bit to what the limited edition contains. I haven't actually ran this through a converter for a while, but I think this is around 120, 130 bucks. The limited edition will be 10,479 yen. It will have two figurines, and there's going to be a screenshot of what they roughly look like. As you can see, they're similar to the MK2 one in terms of style, although they're not actually made by the same person, apparently. There is a booklet and a CD, two CDs actually. One is the original soundtrack CD, and one is called If the Goddess Is Your Wife CD, or the full name is If the Goddess Were My Wife, I'd Probably Love Her. It's a drama CD. Believe it or not, I don't know what one of those are, but it's involving all of the CPUs. Let's see. We've got confirmation of a new CPU called Purit, who is called Iris Heart. But that's literally all we know about her, except she's the CPU of Planetune. Then we got the Seven Sages. We've got I'm totally going to pronounce this wrong. Kisochi Rei, who is apparently the leader of them all, but she's actually very hesitant and fearful, and she gets teased about by the other six members. Okay, so there are seven members. So, as I said, there'll be screens, though. If there are screens of her, though, of them, there will be screens of them. There's Abuneshu, or whatever. She's the PR manager who moves to protect little girls around the world. That just makes me laugh a bit, because Trick in, she would have probably kicked Trick's ass for what he did. Then we got a non-deaf who is apparently a male in body, a female okami in spirit, and he's good at hacking and such. Or he, she, it. It's like the pirate from Team Fortress 2. Because apparently she's a girl in a female's body, but it's like she's also... you get the idea. But then we got Copy Erase, who's the self-proclaimed strongest robot of the Seven Sages. Apparently he can repair himself, and they say that his head is weak, but we don't know if that's physically weak or refers from being stupid. I'm gonna say it refers from being stupid. Believe it or not, Pikachu is one of the Seven Sages in Neptunia V, which is interesting. Then you got... oh, Jesus. Akudajin, who is actually the first actual male character, not like... that we actually see, and such. He's once again a villain. Middle-aged man who specializes in intrigue and conspiracy. Possesses a unique sense of aesthetics by defining things that he can't see as beautiful. And barely appears with a robot. He is infiltrating Louis, blah, 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 blah. And of course, the other one is R4. So let me just quickly count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's all 7 of them. Also, the way the dungeons work, apparently there's an observer system where you like send observers in to dungeons, and that can actually give you XP bonuses or not and such. It depends on if the information acquired is reliable. And basically they just scout for info and such and such. Also, apparently, there's a final hard form or whatever, which, I don't know. It says here, inherit the power of goddesses, final hard form. Neptune has the power to change history so she can inherit the power of the goddess, which confuses me a bit because she is goddess herself. Anyway, change your allied goddess into weapons and only super powerful final moves. And then, of course, it's got the mention... it will have the same kind of costume canvas that MK2 has, so I'm going to bet you that within like the first 10 or 20 minutes of this game coming out, some people are going to make nude models for all the CPUs. You know it's going to happen. Anyway, now for the screens, and boy, there's a lot of them. We'll just go with the renders first most. First one is showing all of the new characters' CPU forms. So first most you got Blanc, which as you can tell, not much has really changed much, just a few red colours instead, and such and such. Then we've got Noir in a HDD form. This one looks a bit different. Like the boots are a bit, I don't know, they seem weird to me, and colours are similar, black and greyish instead of black and white. Well, either that or there's more grey, I don't know. Then you got Vert, who is, well, completely coloured black. Then you got a new character, Purut. This is her human form. Apparently she fights with a stuffed dog, not a stuffed Neptune doll. But that's what she looks like, and she's the CPU of Planetune, and that's her CPU form. Which is, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just not. Okay, now the scans. Jesus fucking Christ, there is a lot of them. In fact, one sec, I'll pause the recording and just get them all up so I can explain them. Okay, here we go. Here's the first screen. Actually, I'll just show the screens, and if I've got anything to say about them, I will say it. Regardless of how pointless it is. Okay, with this one, with the talking thing, that's what the standard conversations are going to look like. For those of you that have played the first Neptunia, you'll be familiar with this format. Apparently they've made it better than it was in Neptunia 1. I think they're making it similar to the how it looked in the Red and 5PB events in Neptunia 1. Okay, these last 4 screens are actually what the new cities look like. This is what Planetoon looks like in the game. This is what Last Station looks like, or will look like, because, you know. This is what Lean Box looks like, which, honestly, there's not much difference between the MK2 and this one, is there? And finally, here is the Louis one, and yeah, that kind of points out, yeah. So, might as well say my thoughts on all this before I finish with the first video of something that we know is in the game. Honestly, my opinion hasn't really changed. I'm glad that they've actually got an actual male character. If let me think of what characters could voice the 2 males. Let's see, if they were to bring any voice actors back, I would say that they would probably use Judge as voice actor for Copy Erase, because Judge was just crazy and thought he was like super strong when he was actually the weakest, and Copy Erase and all that. And honestly, I can picture the, I'm not going to pronounce his name, the actual male character, I can picture them being, honestly, I can picture all 3 of the males coming in. One for Anodef, if Anodef has a male voice, could be voiced by Brave. Judge could voice Copy Erase, and Trick could voice the actual guy. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but if they didn't, and I had to actually make a choice, personally, oh jeez, that's actually a good question. The actual guy, I'd probably get Mike Pollock to do in his Robotnik voice, because I don't know, it sounds like it would be a funny thing to do. For Copy Erase, probably Trick. I mean, not Trick. Probably Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom would probably be good for Copy Erase. And Anodef, if it's a female, I could picture Michelle Ruff voicing it. If it's a male, probably Sam Riegel or Yuri Lowenthal. One of the 2. But yeah, that's it for Neptunia V news. If even more news comes out, I might do another one next month, but we don't know, so now I'll show you the Inafoons announcement thing. And before you ask, yes, he's meant to represent the Howlbeard. Kind of freaking obvious. Okay, I decided not to update the rest of the thing, and yes, the volume on this is a bit off because of the fact that I haven't set my microphone up correctly, but there was also a new trailer for the guy who summoned the Inafoon ship, so here it is.